Nathan sat on his oversized bed and warmly squeezed the wriggling space dog firmly to his chest. Well, sort of space dog anyway. It was about the size of a black German shepherd and had similarly dark thick fur as well, soft and good for petting. But most German shepherds didn't have fangs instead of teeth, or beady eyes, or 5 legs. On closer inspection it didn't have 5 legs but 6, one reduced to just a nub beneath the fur. The poor thing. It must have been mistreated, lived a hard life without proper care. It had certainly eaten the dinner it had offered it with gusto, accidentally scratching his arm in his haste. The animal had run when Nathan first spotted it in the hallways, but seemed to have calmed down enough with a full belly to reluctantly accept his petting, if not his snuggles. Maybe it was trainable. If no one else on board claimed it as theirs, he would keep it. All he had to do now was think of a name. Joyup had wanted to berate the human for running off when he had to return to his medbay, and found it there like it had never left. Then he saw what he was playing with, and promptly changed his mind. How had the pink one smuggled a spider, of all things, on board without anyone noticing? The dangerous predators were tightly controlled across space, for zoos and medical research collections only. Unfortunately, it seemed that the pink one was already bonded with the ratty-looking creature, and refused to relinquish it to the airlock when asked. At least the spider didn't have female markings, meaning that he didn't have to worry about it laying its eggs in anyone. Joyup calmed a little as he continued to watch the odd pair. The spider, normally solitary creatures, at least seemed tolerant of the human. He made a note to ask the captain for more thorough luggage screening. With alarm, he spotted the red marks on the human's arm. Had he been bit? Was he already dying? What would he tell his broodmother? The pink one noticed his sudden distress and calmed him, explaining that it was just an accidental scratch, not a bite. Then he showed Joyup the places where he had been bit. Nathan was proud of his new companion Shadow. He had quickly learned that the space dog was completely silent, didn't bark or make any vocalization. Not even its footsteps made any noise. Between that and its black coloration, the name just felt right. Leaving Shadow tied to his bed on an ad hoc leash made from surgical tubing, Nathan reluctantly allowed a new scan from the autodoc now that it had been repaired. Hopefully that would get the creepy doctor to leave him alone for a while. Just as he was finishing, Captain Saal came by to talk to the doctor. Their conversation was too low and swift for his translator to make out, but the good captain did spare him a few moments afterwards. Saal watched Shadow for a second before wishing Nathan condolences. He assumed the translation meant congratulations. Beaming with pride, Nathan thanked him and offered to let the captain pet Shadow. Saal shifted uncomfortably, politely declined, and almost fled out the door. That was okay. Being the captain must keep him busy. Over the next hour or so, several other passengers and crews stopped by to offer their congratulations and thank him for saving them from the Madzillion. Maybe everyone was starting to warm up to him now that he had not been involved with any accidental deaths for just over a full day. But they all kept their distance. The blood work looked as normal as he could tell, but Joyup could see that the human was starting to falter. The latest scan looked no different to any of the previous ones. The damn autodog must need replacing. That, or the spider's venom, was even more insidious than he had read about. Interestingly, the pink one's imminent demise hadn't soured his relationship with the animal. This opened up a whole new area of study of the human. It must bond strongly with others if its killer was still welcomed. The little human had kept his head held high for the others, pretending to be in good spirits despite surely being terrified for its own death. Joyup's respect for it increased, despite the difficulties it had given him. The time came to retire for the night. Joyup gave the pink one last pitying look before heading to his own cabin, locking the medbay door behind him. It would not do to have the spider loose once it was on his own. The lights were out and the bed comfortable, but something wasn't right. Nathan was tired from the day's activities, but there was a feeling. A feeling that he was missing something important. He rolled over and shifted a few times, but that didn't make anything better. Realization hitting him hard, Nathan picked Shadow up from the floor and tucked him into the overlarge bed beside him. Plenty of room for two. Much better.